Today we will talk about the great Archangel Raziel. And he's very popular in the modern New Age movement and so on. And so if you come from that, you might not really agree with me, but that's fine. This is how it's usually in the classical way, and he's very dear to me. And he can aid with opening the gates to all realms. And he can teach you and open you up to real magic. But remember, when you're working with an archangel like Raziel, with deep understanding comes deep responsibility as well. So it isn't just that you ask him to help you, to give you magic powers, and he goes out and you are suddenly a magician. And he can teach you, but that will take time, since you have to understand what he teaches you as well. And he's very good at understanding your potential growth, but you always need to follow through with action, so he sees that you're putting in the effort in whatever way it means, whether it's thinking, writing, or doing something practical, but it always follows through. And he's extremely good with aiding with release from limitations. When they can be really hard limitations that you are completely stuck, not in the New Age way, but I mean illness, handicapped, sitting in a wheelchair, paralyzed, real hardcore limitations to develop from that. And or religious beliefs and so on, so that you can start to form your own wisdom and your own understanding with Raziel by your side. And self-knowledge, and by that I mean that acceptance, adapting and acting, and you accept who you are, who you were, who you are right now, and who you will become, and you act upon who you will become in the future. And in that way, the magic of that past, present and future aligned within yourself, and really get a deep connection there going. And he's very good with bringing in new ideas, original ones. He's the one who told me to create a YouTube channel, and I didn't even know how to make a comment before he came with that suggestion, since I didn't have IT before. So it's Raziel who brought me to you. And he brings answers when you are in despair. But he also wants you to act upon them, whether it's to make a phone call or write a letter or something, but he always wants you to act upon he's quite harsh with that. And to understand incomprehensible knowledge. When you really put in your effort in and study something, and everything gets muddled up in your head, and you don't... That's all his books written by him. They are written by him in that way that you really have to build a relationship with Raziel to understand what he teaches you. And it's not to follow somebody else's teachings on the subject. He helps you to understand what he wants you to see about in all the books. And when you need a dose of truth, and not always what you want to hear, he brings it to you, believe me. And then there is the truthful clarity when you ask for it, whether dark or light, from the powers of the world to personal. He brings it. And you will see it from such a high perspective, but it still can be quite hurtful when you see the complete picture of, in front of you. But after all, he's an angel. So once you realize and see and accept what is going, he's standing by you, as long as you decide to do your best. And angels don't just disappear and leave you in despair. They, even if they are not present, they watch over you and see your progress. And when it's needed, they come down and pick you up by the neck and pull you up or down, wherever you are. And when you follow Raziel's advice, taking action, no matter how hard or difficult the task is, you are always protected when you are honest. He's got power, and but you always, if he chooses to give advice to you, take action in whatever way you can. And one of the things he taught me was the give and release. And I just make an old comparison showing my age. The choke effect on an old engine driven by gasoline. Too much choke in winter, the car won't start. So if you pull down too much energy from the angelical realms and want to store it within you, within your home, and not giving and spreading it to others, you get the chokehold there. So you get too much energy in, but you don't use it and give it and share it. And that's quite important usually when you work with energy, that the energy don't get stuck. It's like, they call it a bottleneck effect, that it gets too tight. But it is something that they give you and you release it, and so the energy keeps on moving there all the time. And in one way I can feel like he's like that he holds you firmly with one hand, and he can point a finger or give you a slap on the bottom with one hand, but he never lets you go. He holds you firmly, but he can also tell you off. And Raziel was the one. He came to me as a dragon, as a child, and he pointed me to study old books. They were leather-bound, parchment, written with ink. And that was when I was around somewhere between 3 or 6. And I started to read when I was 3, learning the alphabet and to really read. So he inspired me in such way, so I picked up a book and started to learn very quickly to read. So reading was the first thing so I started early. So I could start to understand what was happening around me by reading books. So he's an extremely amazing Archangel. So when they say that do a meditation and he's a voluptuous young woman who grants you magical power, no. He's Chokmah. And he has the secret wisdom of God. So treat him with that respect, and he will treat you with respect. And he is so amazing and very dear to me. Have a magical, magical day. Bye for now.